Alright guys, one last video before I call it a night here. It's getting late, so we're about to turn in for the night. Cobra 148F. I wish this was a fully functioning radio, but it's not. It's got some issues. So this will be a eBay special, sold as is, no reserve. Auctions starting at 99 cents, and shipping will probably be like 15 bucks or something. So if you see this video before you see the eBay listing, I will put a link to the eBay listing in the comment section. But it's a Cobra 148F 5-pin jack on it. No power cord, no microphone being sold with it. Sorry, that's how I received it. Does have issues with it. Kind of disappointed. I bought this with a couple other radios, and I asked the guy a couple times, you know, the status of the radios, and he failed to mention that this one doesn't receive. So good on him. Maybe Karma will come around and pay him a visit. Usually that's how it works out. So shame on him for trying to get one over on me, but hey, that's okay. It will all work out in the wash. But we're going to be honest and show you everything that's right and everything that's wrong with this radio. That way we don't burn somebody else the way we got burnt. So not the end of the world here. Relatively rare radio. You don't see a ton of these. I do wish it was in better shape. The face is coming up off of it a little bit here. There's some extracurricular holes, well, one at least, and a missing screw up here. So I don't know what the plan was with that hole, why it was made so large, if they were going to put a variable out there, or what the deal was. But some of the knobs don't line up like these two here. You know, they're wide open, and this one's sitting here looking at 2 o'clock, and this one, you know, they don't quite line up. Bonuses about it, it does have a working channel kit. You look at that. Let's go to good old channel 36, 26915. So this is a real deal channel kit in here. That's a positive. This knob comes off fairly freely, so just be made aware of that. If it's lined up on AM, it is not lined up on a sideband, on a lower sideband. Upper sideband and AM seem to align just fine. Lower sideband is off if AM is on. Now, that could be because the voice lock or clarifier doesn't line up. We're having to turn it to, you know, 2 o'clock to get it to line up properly. Let's see. And then if you want to line up properly on lower sideband, we're having to turn it to like, what, between 11 and 12, or between 10 and 12, maybe 11 o'clock. So just be made aware of that. This radio needs aligned. This is really a project radio for somebody that wants to get into a project radio. It might be 30 minutes worth of labor and time put into it. It could be an hour. It could be a couple hour deal. A lot of this stuff is pretty simple fixes. It does not receive. I think I mentioned that already. I mean, we'll key this radio up in the background, show you, like we always do to test radios. So we get nothing on the meter. Hello, hello, hello. But it does transmit just fine. Audio, 1, 2. Audio, 1, 2. Audio. Loud and clear modulation. So nothing wrong to say about the way it transmits, but it does not receive. And you might say, well, try a different mic on it. Might have a broken wire. That would just knock the sound out. The meter would still be moving. So this radio does not receive as it is. Could be something big, could be something little. Who knows? All the push buttons work. This was something that I really was glad to see turned on. I was always worried that the counter was going to be out on them. But everything works as far as that goes. Output, let's test and see what it does. This is AM, and this is average power for those that care, 50 watt slug. Right around a watt dead key. Oh yeah. Woo-wee, man, this thing is stroking. Hello, audio, 6 watts. Let's go to peak. Check, 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 check. Audio, check, check. A little bit over 20, between 20 and 25. Lower sideband. check, check, audio, check, check, audio, check, check, audio. Between 25 and 30, upper sideband. Check, check, audio, check, check, audio, check, check, audio, check, check, audio, check, check, audio. There you go. That's your peak output on AM sideband, lower sideband, and average output for AM. I think that's about all I've got to say about it. It is, a little beat up. It's, like I said, it's had a rough life. But it's going to be an eBay deal. It won't have a reserve on it. I'm going to pause the video, turn it around, and we'll take a look at the back. Okay, here we are at the back, guys. This is the 148 on the bottom, made in Malaysia. First point of business I would do if I bought this radio is replace this jack right here. It still works. Let me see if you guys can see that. It still works. You have to be careful hooking stuff up. It still does work. See how the difference? The pins are obvious to see. This one looks like the pins have been broken off. It still makes a connection, but you have to really make sure that power cord's in there. So if I was keeping this for myself or going to work on it, this would be the first thing that I replaced, okay? This is my Uniden 68 sitting up here, so just know that. Looks like they got some tape over a hole back here. I'm just going to leave it there and let somebody else deal with it.